Our next speaker will be Senator Howe.
I don't speak often, but I'm going to apologize ahead of time because I probably got a little long. So, Mr. President, members, colleagues, friends, fellow Minnesotans, there are moments in public life when words come easily. And then there's moments like these with gratitude so deep that it resists being neatly gathered into a few remarks. Today, as I prepare to retire from the legislature, I feel above all a profound sense of thanks for the privilege of serving, for the trust placed in me, and for the many people who made this journey meaningful. I thank God for the grace to undertake this work and for sustaining me through each season of service. I stand here today in the awe of what God can do in one's life if you listen to the Holy Spirit and put your trust in His words. I truly believe that divine intervention was needed in my life to get me here. It's hard to imagine that a poor kid from Chicago, Minnesota, could come from humble beginnings of starting life in a home without running water or indoor plumbing, to be standing here in this beautiful historic capital. Even harder to believe that both my younger brother, John Sterling, and I had that opportunity. You know, my brother must have made a big impact here because although he only spent 2 years here, and then I spent 6 years in the House before coming here to the Senate, I still get called John, most often from Senator Dames and Senator Hoffman. I did not come to this chamber from privilege or ease. I came as a middle child, raised in humble beginnings, and as the years went on, the Lord continued to teach me, sometimes in ways I welcomed, and most often in ways I did not. Through hardship, through mistakes, through time in jail, through military service, through the fire service, and through public service. He was shaping my character and preparing me for my next assignment. Those seasons taught me lessons no title could: to work hard, to endure hardship with faith, to value dignity over comfort, and to never forget where I came from. To see the worth of every person regardless of their station in life. They taught me never to lose sight of the people whose struggles are seldom noticed, but whose lives deserved to be heard and honored in this chamber. My father taught me the value of relationships, hard work, and honesty. Although he only completed the 8th grade, he's one of the most educated people I ever knew. Why? Because he read. He read everything, and his wisdom was the application of that knowledge. I truly believe that when you can read, you can do anything. Our education system should never lose sight of those simple principles. My mother taught me persistence and faith. Although she moved to Chicago and married my father at just 16 years old, she later earned her GED while raising 5 children and even took some college courses. She spent the next 72 years on that farm that was our home. And passed away just a few years ago while I was serving in this Senate chamber. I'm a strong believer in extracurricular activities in our school because without them, I am sure I would not have graduated high school. I excelled in sports, but I struggled in the classroom. I graduated arguably, at best, maybe 43 out of 46 kids in my class. I believe teachers have a tremendous influence on students, for better or for worse. I still remember my teacher, Mr. Kregerud, who was also the basketball coach. I never played basketball, by the way. As he told me in front of my classmates, that I would never amount to anything more than a ditch digger. Now, sorry to say, I don't own any earth-moving equipment. I wish I did, but that's the case. To serve in this institution is to be reminded that every day our republic is not an abstraction. It lives in the hopes people carry into our offices, in the letters, in the calls that ask us to listen, and in the responsibility we bear to deliberate carefully, disagree respectfully, and act in the public interest. I have always believed that public service is at best an expression of humility, the understanding that none of us holds this work permanently, that each of us is called for a time to serve faithfully and honorably. For me, that calling has always been grounded in the conviction that we are accountable not only to each other, but also to God, who asked us to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly. I want to thank my colleagues, past and present, on every side of the aisle. We have not always agreed, nor should we be expected to. But I leave this place with an enduring respect for the seriousness, dedication, and humanity that so many bring to this work. I've learned that progress is made often not by those loudest moments, but in the quieter ones, in the conversations behind the scenes, in unexpected partnerships, and the willingness to remember that we're all stewards of something larger than ourselves. In those moments, I have seen the grace that can emerge when people choose patience, decency, and shared commitment to the common good. My fear is that it is not as common as it once was in this institution. To the staff of this institution, the committee administrators, the researchers, the legislative assistants, counsel, pages, sergeants, fiscal staff, and all those whose work is too often unseen, please know how deeply appreciated you are. You have been teachers, guides, and steady hands, and I am profoundly grateful. I am reminded of a time when I came out of my office in a rant, and one staff member said, "Do you want a bill for that?" Always ready to help. To my LA Nicole, oh, how you've grown from a school para to the best assistant one could ask for. You have excelled beyond my expectations and become really one of my family. Breathe, they say. Your loyalty to me has held you back. I have great expectations for you once I leave. Saying thank you for what you have done for me and the constituents I serve is not enough. Most of all, I want to thank the people I've had the honor to represent. Your trust has never felt routine to me. It has been a great responsibility of my professional life to carry your concerns, your aspirations, and your values into this chamber. Whatever good I've been able to do has come from listening to you, from your wisdom, your candor, your persistence, and your belief that government, when it works well, can still be a force for fairness and opportunity. I truly believe the Lord has guided my steps through this journey. The Lord has put every one of you in my life for a reason, either for me to have an influence on you or you to help me prepare for my next mission. Every person I've encountered, every hardship I've faced has been part of the Lord's way of shaping my character and preparing me for what comes next. I've also come to understand, not always easily, that the Lord's mission for me was not always the one to be the one who succeeded, but sometimes to set the conditions for someone else to succeed. In moments of uncertainty, I have found wisdom in prayer. In moments of disappointment, I found strength in faith. And in moments of success, I was reminded to give thanks and remember that every good gift comes from above. If I have done any good here, it's because God has been faithful beyond my own abilities, and I pray that in some small way I have helped others I have met to achieve their fullest potential in life or the life to come. Many times when things have not gone the way I had hoped, I've been reminded of one question that one of my soldiers asked me when we were about to be sent to Iraq. Why us? And my answer was simple. If not us, then who? Who better to do this mission than us? That question and that answer has stayed with me ever since. It reminded me that service is not always about choosing the easiest road or seeking immediate success. Sometimes it's about answering the call, carrying the burden faithfully, and trusting that the mission matters. And to my family and dear friends, no one serves alone. Our families also serve, especially those of us from Greater Minnesota. I want to say this, here comes the tough part. I want to say a special word of thanks to my wife, Sherry. Breathe. Who has stood by my side through life's many challenges and has given me the opportunity to serve in so many ways. It's not been easy on her. There are long stretches of being hours from home, missed family events, countless sacrifices that came with the many callings. She has carried the burdens that many never saw, made sacrifices without complaint, offered strength when I needed it most. You offered perspective when I needed it, encourage when I doubted, and love without condition. Sure, you've been one of God's greatest blessings in my life, and any recognition that comes my way belongs in no small measure to you. I leave this legislature with a full heart, grateful for the work, mindful of what remains to be done, and hopeful for those who will carry it forward. This institution is not what it once was, and I believe it must regain and restore its rightful place as a body worthy of people's trust and respect. That work will require men and women of conscience who are willing to serve with courage, decency, humility, and faith in one another. I pray that God will continue to bless this chamber, guide those who serve here, and grant them the wisdom for the work ahead. And as I step into my next chapter, I do so trusting that the Lord, the same Lord who called me to be here, has also been preparing me through every joy and every trial for whatever mission comes next. It has been an honor of a lifetime to serve. Thank you for the privilege. Thank you for your friendship, and thank you for allowing me to be part of this remarkable work. May God bless this chamber. May God bless the people it serves, the state of Minnesota, and may God bless these United States of America. Thank you.
Thanks, members.